about it. Nobody's allowed to bring it up.
Vietnam especially is a huge one that, we have a lot of veterans that come out to the farm that, we find out that that was the era that they were in and they didn't talk about it. And that's a huge thing for them. And, being able to have a group that they can talk about. And like you said, there's a bias with mental health and it's finally starting to not be such a huge bias and a huge stigma, against it. And that's still out there for military. Unfortunately, when you're in the military, it's bad for you to go do anything mental health because, they
You don't
could,
want to look
yeah,
good on your record. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Is this something that's going to make you literally lose your job? And then being a veteran, you come out of that, you're kind of taught that's how it's supposed to be. And so you bottle all that up and we don't talk about it. Learning that that's not a weakness and it's okay to, get help for the issues that you have. And a lot of the people who come out of the military have those, regardless if it's, this high or this high, it's there. And finally realizing that's okay.
I remember I watched a lot of MASH, the TV show MASH. I don't know if anyone's familiar with MASH. There's an episode with one of the doctors, and it must have been like a very kind of a controversial episode because, I mean, I didn't realize it at the time. He was on a bus and basically, this is kind of graphic, but like they were hiding from the Chinese, and it had to be really quiet. And anyway, he kept saying there was a lady with a chicken and who was making noise, and the lady actually kills the chicken. But the episode sends him he's a doctor, he's in a MASH mobile hospital unit, puts him into he has to go see a therapist and he has to go away from the MASH unit for a long time because actually the chicken wasn't a chicken, it was a baby. And it was so traumatic. And everything that you're saying just made me think about that and how like they knew about that and that they incorporated into this TV show.
Yeah. And especially at that time when that, that show is out, that, that was a huge controversial thing. Like mental health was really not talked about. Like I said, there's still a stigma, and thankfully it's starting to lift a little bit more than it was. And we're starting to do that with veterans and military finally as well. And hopefully that continues.